Good day, my little robins. It's me, Beth. Another week has passed, which means you get another video from me here on this channel. If you haven't already read the title, 2020 is coming to an end. I've already done my top anime of 2020. I'm now bringing you guys my top manga of 2020. As I've stated in the last video and on previous manga anime videos, come January 2021, I'll be uploading all that content on my second channel, MyTOP because you guys come to this channel for music content. I will leave a link, above on a card and potentially in the description if you want to go over and subscribe to that channel if you're interested in the content. There's going to be a bit of bias on this list, and I've tried to choose mangas that have actually come out or been published in like the West in 2020, so fingers crossed, you either haven't read some of these or you have the same thoughts and opinions. Before we begin, if you want to support me and the channel in the future, you can by clicking like to show me some love. You can click subscribe and tap that bell to be notified of when I upload on this channel. Enough rambling, let's just dive straight into some manga. The first manga I want to talk about is actually a new series, and I actually gave the anime an honourable mention, and that is Moriarty The Patriot. Yes, we are talking about the Moriarty of like Sherlock Holmes notoriety and fame, except in this anime manga, we're following Moriarty and his little crew slash gang. As you know, they solve crimes and kind of make a name for themselves in the criminal underworld. There's something about this series. I've only read volume 1 because as of doing this, volume 1 is the only one out. I borrowed that from a friend, but I will be getting a physical copy at Christmas, so at least it will look nice on my shelf come 2021. So far, even though we're only one volume in, there is mystery, there is puzzles, there is violence, there is blood. It's like a whole package. And I'm it packs so much punch into the first volume that I can really see this series breaking out with the more volumes that release or the more people that get into the anime. So Moriarty the Patriot makes it onto my list because I'm hooked. Next up is Rent-A-Girlfriend. Now this series has become really popular. I would say only the last couple of months is when I'm seeing more people on the internet talking about it, because it can confuse some Westerners and foreigners who don't quite understand the concept of renting a girlfriend for a day or a date. And if I'm being completely honest, I have read weirder manga and I have watched more questionable anime, so really this topic just goes right over my head and I can just read it for the fun, romance, slightly weirdness that this series is clearly becoming. So far I have only read volume 1. I believe there are at least a couple of volumes out at this point, and from what I've read of volume 1, the series is clearly going somewhere and it's going to develop, and from what I've heard they introduce more characters from the Rent-A-Girlfriend app, or more Rent-A-Girlfriends are going to pop up in the series, and I am looking forward because, we need some good waifus come 2021. Yeah. It also sheds a light on the rating ranking system, when you have an Uber trip and you can rate your driver out of 5. You do the same with your Rent-A-Girlfriend, so you can either give them a high rating or a low rating. Except in this series, they take it very seriously, and girls do not want a low rating because, they will come after you. Just read volume 1. It is also an anime, so you should go check that out, because I feel this is not going to be a series that everyone can get behind. So maybe check out the first volume or even check out a couple of episodes and then make up your opinion, because it's a new series, so you don't really want to commit or buy multiple volumes if it's not something you're going to continue. But Rent-A-Girlfriend is a series that I'm going to continue regardless. Up next is Spy X Family, or Spy X Family. I'm still not quite sure how to pronounce that title. I reviewed volume 1, so I will leave a link in the description or even at the end of this video if you want to go check out my review, because I don't really want to repeat myself. But the concept of this series is you have a spy who he needs to complete a mission, and he needs a family, so he adopts a daughter who just so happens to be a psychic, and his fake wife happens to be an assassin. But here's a plot twist. The spy doesn't know he's dating an assassin. The assassin doesn't know she's dating a spy. They don't know the kid is psychic, and only the psychic daughter knows the true identities, and that's where the drama and comedic elements take place. If you like James Bond or any spy thriller, then maybe give the series a go. It just has some really good comedic twists, and it's definitely a series I'm going to keep up. I'm not going to go into much detail because I have reviewed it, so check out my review, but Spy X Family or Spy Times Family, it's a good one, and I cannot wait for more volumes. For all those boy love fans out there, I give you Given. Quite frankly, I didn't know how to like set that up, especially with like a name like that. Anyway, Given follows an amateur band. There are 4 members. The guitarist and the vocalist have a thing, and then the drummer and the bassist have a thing. That's right, they're all in relationships, but it's not all happy-go-lucky. It does touch on some like really dark, like taboo themes such as like death, grief and suicide. So it's sad, but when it's happy, oh my god, it's really happy, and I just became so invested in these characters, and I wanted to go on the journey. Like, I wanted to know their feelings. I wanted just to hug them and go, it'll be okay, you deserve happiness. But yeah, Given, for all those boy love fans, I had to include something like boy love on here because it has become an obsession with mine in 2020. I just love me some boy on boy, and I'm not ashamed. But yeah, Given, it's beautiful. If you like music manga or music anime, then give it a go, because it's not all about love because they're in a band. Yeah, Given, boy love, you can't go wrong. The last manga I'm going to talk about is Blue Flag. Now this for me was a very surprise, like, curveball that came into my life quite late on into the year. And now high school is hell for everyone. I hated my high school years. But here's the plot. You have the main guy who has a crush on a girl. You then add a male friend who is in love with the main guy. You then add the girl that the guy is in love with actually has a crush on the gay best friend. Oh, and there's also a girlfriend who's in love with the girl. Are you guys, you know, like, paying attention? This is a really strong LGBTQ story, and I haven't really come across many manga in that genre that are really hard hitting. You really fall in love with like the characters. They're really in depth, and like the way they're described, you feel their struggles. You want them to be happy, you want them to succeed in love and school, and this is a gem. I was not expecting it to like hit the feels as much as it did, and even now I can't decide who I want to end up with one another, because as much as I want the boy to end up with the girl, I kind of want the girl with the girl and the guy with the guy. But who knows in future volumes. But if you want like a high school romance that, you know, touches on some pretty modern themes, then Blue Flag is for you. And that just wraps up my top manga of 2020. So there we have it, guys and girls of the internet. Those were just my top 5 manga of 2020. You know, in the comments below, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions if you have read any of the same manga, or, you know, you want to recommend me some manga to read or even anime to watch, because I am open to pretty much any genre. I'm not fussy. Comments is the place to go to start a conversation. I would love to start a conversation with some of you. As I've already mentioned in the intro, in January 2021, I'll be moving all this content to my second channel, MyTOP94, so be sure, to check it out. I will leave a link in the description and it'll be a card up here. Let's just wrap up this video before I continue to ramble. If you want to support me and the channel in the future, you can by clicking like to show me some love. You can click subscribe and tap that bell to be notified when I upload on this channel. At the end of this video, you can check out my last 2 videos or playlist, depending on what mood I'm in when I'm editing this. Until next time, I'm Beth. Keep reading manga, keep watching anime. Goodbye.